The first color is covering most content. Students' text is 0%. If 100%, attachment 1 is 100%. Attachment 2, their text is 0%. This is the Word file. Word file shows student got content from 89% from the internet, which is the color you see, and 11% from the institution's database. Institution's database means university. 100% means attachment 1 is 100% and attachment 2, the text, is 0%. Where did the 100% come from? This is the Word file. It shows the student sourced content from 2 places. They got 89% from the internet as shown here, and they got 11%. Where is 11% from? From the institution's database, from the university. If a classmate submitted a paper before, the 11% is from that. The remaining 89% is from the internet. This part covers that. Here it shows in main sources. This color represents 89%, which is this color, and 11%, which is the other color. It states 11% is from student research. And where did the 11% come from? From the institution's database. This means that if there was, e.g., a classmate of the student who submitted a research paper before and they took from that research, then the 11% is from those 2 lines. The 9%, where did that come from? That's the part that came from the internet. The main sources show that this color represents 9%, which is this color, and the other color represents 11%. The 11% came from another student's research, and the 89% came from the internet from a site called Sitename. To access the site, you would come here and click on this arrow next to the internet. This color is 11%, the rest 9% is from the internet. This color represents 9%, which is this color, and the other color represents 11%. The 11% is from another student's research. The 89% is from the internet, and it's from a site called Sitename. So if I want to access that site, how do I do that? You would come here and click on this arrow next to the internet. Then a pop-up opens the internet source. You just need to click on that. Again, the 89% came from the internet and from a site called Sitename. So, if you want to access that site, how do you do it? You would come here and click on this arrow next to the internet, where it shows 89%, and press it. And it will bring up this icon below to open the source of the match that came from the internet, the site itself. You will click on it. It will open the link to the site where the student sourced the content. Now, about the 11% research paper, you can click 11% for the source. A student submitted this paper before, possibly during Ramadan. Their task was the first assignment during Ramadan for a specific course. Upon submission, it provides details. It details the originality report. It also provides another summary. Clicking that summary gives a simple overview. That's a brief summary of the originality report. The student, there was a student. This is the student's name. He had sent this research before, and he had sent it, for example, in the month of Ramadan. His homework or his assignment was called the first homework in the month of Ramadan. Its name was this. And there was also a course like this when he sent it. That is, he brings you the details. It provides you with the details regarding the originality report. It also gives you another summary. If you click on that summary, it presents the summary in a very simple way. So, that's a very brief overview of the originality report for you. So, we've seen together how to create groups, how to create assignments, and how to submit assignments either as a group or individually. We also looked at the Save Assign tool and the originality report. Now, if I go to the Grading Center, let's check the Grading Center. Now look here. We'll come and say, show grading details. And we'll give the student a grade. For example, just so you can see. How to grade an attempt, we'll give this student, let's say, 2 out of 5. So, 2 out of 5 isn't just for this student, but for all group members. So, we write the 2 grades and press the submit button to execute this part. While the page is loading, we have 2 grades. In the grade center, those grades are set. These grades are for all group members. Suppose student 7 wants to increase their grade by 1 point. Everyone has 2 grades. You can change it to 3. It's fine. The student got 3. Others got 2. Can the student check plagiarism before submitting? Let me pause and close this section. I'll show you when you create the assignment. Okay, this student, number 7, for example, is working hard and wants to increase his score by, say, another point or something. It's okay. So everyone now has 2 points. You'll come to this student and click like this and type 3, for example. I'm saying, for example, so it's okay. We were able to adjust the score, and this student got 3, and the rest of the students got 2 points without any problem at all. Without any problem. Can the student check their plagiarism percentage here? Let me pause here and also close this section. I'll show you when you create the report. When you create the assignment, when you create the assignment, you'll find here. Do you see this? We were activating this to run the tool, but here there's something nice called allowing students to view their originality report for their attempts. So if you enable this, the student can view the report for what? For the plagiarism from the correct tool. Do you see this here? We were teaching how to enable this, right? To activate the tool. But here, there's something nice called allowing students to view their originality report for their attempts. So if you enable this, the student can view the report for what? For the plagiarism from the correct tool. So you enable this so that the student can see their originality report. For the originality report of the correct tool, your event continues to remain here so that the student can see report of the correct report. If you'd like to do something like that, this is regarding the assignment and the part we saw in the grade center. Now, regarding the grade center, I want to go back to you all for any questions because I'm going to start working in the grade center a bit since this part is very important for you. The other part of our training, God willing, won't take much time. The grade center is very important for us. So is there anything unclear? Can the curriculum be linked to learning outcomes? This part is something you can clarify specifically so that you can connect it. I will explain what this part means. We will see it together in something called curriculum reports and how these reports are linked to the objectives of the curriculum, but it's not activated in the system yet. But I will show you this specific part, God willing. Now, does the second attempt's originality check affect the first attempt's check for the same student? No, it doesn't affect the same student. We'll look at this part together. So there's nothing in the grade center. Now, have any of you ever had students in the grade center and then you found that a student disappeared from the grade center? It happens. Can you tell me about that? I came in. It is not a system reaction, but I will show you this specific part. God willing, is the second attempt test affected by the originality test in the first attempt? No. For the same student? No. For the same student? No. Let's look together at this part. So there's nothing in the grade center. Have any of you ever had students in the grade center and then you found that a student disappeared from the grade center? It happens. Can you tell me about that? I came in, I had a student, as Dr. Hassan noted, the student might have withdrawn or been barred. Dr. Omar confirmed it happened, but there's also the possibility of being barred. The student might not have withdrawn or been barred, but the issue is hiding the student from the grade center. Pay attention to the hiding part. Hiding happens sometimes while working. Mistakes happen, like clicking hide row in the grade center. Let's say you hide the row for student 9 and they're no longer visible. All of this might not have happened. The student might not have withdrawn or been barred. But the problem is that there was something called hiding the student from the grade center. So you need to pay attention to this specific part, which is the hiding part. Where does hiding come from? It happens sometimes while I'm working, and it happens to all of us. Mistakes can happen, like when you click on the grade center and accidentally press something called hide row. So you click on the grade center and something happens, and by mistake, you clicked on something called hide row. So now we're going to hide the row for student number 9, and they are no longer visible to me.